Welcome back to It Tastes Like Burning, this Matt.
This is Jesse.
And if you ever feel like reaching out to us, you can find us on ittasteslikeburningcast at gmail.com. You can find us on Patreon at It Tastes Like Burning Cast. We have a merch store. You can buy thongs and bow doors. Oh, wait.
At least you can get a t-shirt.
There's t-shirts, shot glasses.
Yeah, stuff.
Flip-flops.
If there's something you'd like, we never did the flip-flops, but if there's something like you'd like to see on there, let us know. We can probably add that pretty easy.
And you can always find us on YouTube at It Tastes Like Burning Cast and a whole bunch of other places.
The baseball caps on there are actually pretty damn nice.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, a local person bought one, and instead of just getting one direct from us, they went on there and bought one, and I saw it, and it's good ball cap.
And for our brother down in Australia, I haven't forgotten about you. I still need to send you stuff, so relax. Don't worry about it. I've just been busy. I haven't gotten back to it. I do want to mention that the postal delivery people, it's actually, I don't think it's Australian Post. I think it was a private company. They are dirty, rotten scoundrels. So I had sent stuff to Australia, and he was going to send stuff to me. Well, the damn post guy stole the package.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, like
you haven't shared this up until now.
No, it's awesome. He called me and he's like, well, I got your package and your note was in there, but everything that you sent was gone. And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, I was like, was it customs? And he's like, well, if customs took anything, they would have stolen it, or they would have put a letter in there. And I'm like, Christ. So yeah, your version of UPS or FedEx, screw that guy.
Yeah.
Like, literally. I think what happened is that I had put that, because they asked what the materials are. And I think I said coin. And then I'm like, of course, the lady looks at me and I'm like, it's memorabilia. And she's like, there's no monetary value to anything. But if she kept coin
as the
description, then it's like, I screwed myself. So the next one, I'm going to call it a block of charcoal.
Just call it memorabilia.
Socks.
Sock. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so needless to say, round 2.
Don't call it live insects, whatever you do.
Fresh fruit. Medical supplies.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive off down the rabbit hole. We're going to try and keep it shorter, but we may end up breaking this one apart in a new experiment. So where I kind of want to start with this is I saw a Facebook reel from the National Fire Radio. And I've never seen this guy. I do not know him. I have found out a little bit more information about him. Quite honestly, I'm reaching out to him as fast as I possibly can. But he was talking about VFDs and the reel itself. I would play it, but I don't know if I can play it. So I'm not going to play it. But what they're talking about is a VFD starts a subsidy, stipend, reimbursement programs. All of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of new interest, and then 6 months later, they're right back in the same hole that they were originally in.
Right.
And his point is that the reason that program failed and the reason that you originally started that program is because you're desperately trying to find a solution to a problem that can actually be fixed in-house.
By culture.
By culture.
Right.
By culture.
I go back to shortly after I joined our department. When I joined, there was a stipend program that paid, I have no idea because I was probationary and never actually got any of this, but how much it paid, an amount per call. What was it?
God, I didn't know you were here when that happened.
Yeah.
So it was $5 a call.
$5 a call. And So, like literally the month before I'm going to be eligible for said $5 call, or it was the month I was going to be eligible for it. It was brought up, hey, let's just kill this program altogether
Right. And
and and push that money into the pension.
right.
And I think it was the first meeting I was a member and I had a vote. And I think that was one of the first votes I ever took, was to, yes, let's kill this program and move that into the pension. I literally think that was the first vote I ever made in the department.
Awesome. Yeah, I was kind of a driving force behind scenes on that. Uh I'm whatever. I'm good with money. I do finances, like, and I'm sorry, having an extra $100 a month or being able to increase your pension, you increase your pension.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I mean, literally, I have a part-time fire job where I work in the city, and if I could magically just make all of that money go into my pension, I'd do that
oh yeah,
in a heartbeat, and I'd continue to work as much as I work there.
right. Yeah. So, kind of come back on track here. I I think one thing that me and Jesse both suffer from is imposter syndrome. And the fact of the matter is, whatever, I'm going to sound arrogant. It's kind of cringeworthy. We actually know what we're talking about when we talk about VFDs. We know how to grow them. We know how to build them. We know how to develop them. We know how to recruit. We know how to build budgets. We know how to get grants. We know how to create public awareness. We know how to PR. We know how to build a training program. There's probably 5 other things I've just forgotten. And one of the most important things that that our organization, Granbury, now, we don't get credit for culture. We're a part of the culture, but we're a big department. There's a lot of other people that contribute to the culture.
The culture was there before you or I ever came
Period.
along.
I will always, that and training.
Mm-hmm.
Our culture
Well,
and
the
training.
training culture.
Right. That always existed. I don't get credit for it, and I'll never lay claim to it. In fact, that actually goes back to men that, quite frankly, died 30 or 40 years ago, and they were in their 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
The organization has culture, and it's actually a really strong culture. Now, if you ask me to try and describe it, then it gets kind of weird. But what I'll always go to is training. Go ahead.
I'll give it a shot. It's a training-based community service, brotherhood culture, volunteer culture. That's what dictates who our department is. So, heavily involved in training, believe training is the key to success. Believe that service beyond oneself is a primary factor to the betterment of the organization. And the organization believes that we are equal or as good as anybody adjacent to us or comparable to us or that has any kind of relevance to our size city. And they take pride in the organization itself, the community service aspect of it, and the training aspect of it.
Right.
And that's kind of in a nutshell what ties all those together.
So we have the advantage of call volume.
A huge advantage.
We have the advantage of a training field. We have the advantage of a training program. We have the advantage of apparatus, tools, equipment, and PPE that all perfectly complement each other. And probably our brave new step, which we would get credit for, is we're not afraid to enhance people and train them beyond what's needed for the local community and actually be able to send them off on their careers.
Yeah. No.
Like I won't go as far as to say that that is like our needs to be included in our mission statement, but like it's nothing. Like we significantly encourage people to join because you want to have a career in the fire service. We can help you with that.
So, and I'm thinking of that, and I don't know of a single individual who has joined our department, trained, done stuff, gained experience, gone on to a career in the fire service, who just says, fuck Granbury. That person doesn't exist. You know one?
I do.
But if it is, it's one.
It's one.
It's one, and it's a personal issue. It's not a...
Yeah, no, it's to say that they didn't understand
Right.
you know what? Okay. There's a certain point at where all types of personalities, dispositions, and individuals join organizations. And the fact of the matter is that if you are a self-serving psychopath, that is the definition of the most narcissistic titty baby on the face of the earth. You're really going to struggle.
But that scenario doesn't matter whether it's Granbury or Midlothian or Dallas or wherever. It's going to be the same story no matter what.
Period.
Because that person's always going to be the victim. They're always going to have that victim mentality, and you're just there to screw them over.
Correct. Okay.
So that's an outlier.
I won't dispute that. But I will say that it does exist.
Yes. And now that you've brought that person to my mind just forgets that person even exists.
Oh, I agree.
Because it's so self-serving and so out of the norm for our general membership that it's frankly retarded.
Coming back to kind of step in reality, one thing that we have advantage of is we have a really special membership where we have been able to push our membership for no reason. Because again, you're volunteer. You don't have to do this. Okay. But the fact of the matter is that we've been able to push every new person that joins the department, including our antagonist in our story. We push that person to a whole new high.
But in reality, we didn't push anybody anywhere. The department.
Oh, yeah.
And the members of the department. It wasn't Matt and Jesse.
No. I'll agree with that 100%.
The department pushed itself and its members farther ahead without our...
Here's what me and you are guilty of. Showing the light of what people are actually capable of and what they can achieve.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we
gave the path, and I need you to understand we are not the huggy bro hug, like get her done like type. I'm not. There's not at face value a lot of positive reinforcement on my end.
The best you're getting out of me is a side hug.
Yeah, no, I'm out there.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You're in my thoughts and prayers. Yeah, no, it's all joking aside though, it's all we've done is laid out a groundwork with the help of a lot of other people. um, and allowed people to actually stretch their wings. And we leave it up to them how far you want to stretch and how far you want to look. And the craziest part about it is that, and I'm going to use a terrible word here, but even our most average, and again, you got to realize our average member is fully certified and they make, I don't know, 100 calls a year. Okay. That's average. So, and I'm undercutting the hell out of these people because I know how much they actually contribute for the betterment of the organization. And it really, really is dependent upon the membership to figure out where they go. Because the only thing we can do as chiefs is show them the potential and what they theoretically have in the gas tank and how far they want to go. That's one thing that we've really excelled at. Gene's another one that's really helped with that. I would argue all of the other battalion chiefs, captains, to a major extent, the lieutenants, they've really helped with that. And it's incredible what happens when you allow the membership to be able to determine the success of the organization. So instead of being a gatekeeper, what you're really doing is just being a lighthouse and allowing people to go as far as they really want to with it and with the organization. And that may be strictly from the volunteer perspective. That may be strictly from the personal enhancement and career goals objective. But the fact of the matter is that we treat them all the same. Here's the easiest way I can sum it up. I have no problem telling you and how excited I am that I've had a 78-year-old man pass our fire academy.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
And
that man is kind of carrying on the legacy of that, right?
Right. And we're going to talk about that in a second because that's the second half
probably going to
of
be the
this.
second half, yeah.
Okay. We've had multiple 60-year-old women, okay, little old grandmas, come in and absolutely kick the ass of 20-year-old men. Okay. I mean, come in there and kick ass and take names. All right. We've had 18-year-old females that was, when I say as docile as a church mouse, that is the understatement of the century. Okay. And
Where
we've
do you
had,
live?
yeah.
My house.
Yeah. The worst interview on the face of the earth. God, that was awesome. Yeah, so literally, we're gonna poke at her real quick. So we're sitting there, her mom's there, she's 18, and the very first question that I ask is, where do you live? Now, again, you gotta remember, or no, she's diminutive, very quiet, very soft spoken, very the essence of feminism. Just innocent, pure, nice, and ultimately very naive. So I ask her where she lives, and she says her house. And I kind of chuckle and I just laugh. And I'm like, okay, that's the very last time that you answer anything like that. If you've never had this, congratulations. This is your very first adult interview. That's not an appropriate answer. What is your home address? Where do you live?
At least give me a zip code.
Yeah.
Right?
Today, she has just started with a new EMS company. She's an EMT. She's in her probationary period, and has her SFFMA Fire 1 2 Hazmat and Awareness. So she's fully certified. Uh, we'll see if we can Spartan kick her into a career.
Yeah. Well, and she hired on with uh arguably one of the better private EMS services in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a slouch, Joe's Bait and Tackle and EMS service.
Yeah.
Not the funeral home slash EMS service. It's a good service.
And she's absolutely worked her tail off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely worked her tail off. So I think it's awesome. That is where we excel. I don't know how to describe it other than we bring people on with the remote iota of what they want to do or what they want to achieve, and then we help push them.
What is Jesse's famous saying about what our primary responsibility is?
Train our replacement.
Yeah. And that starts at the very beginning, right? That's not taking the guy that's been here 20 years and teaching him how to run some reports in ESO or something like that. That starts at the beginning of fundamentally instilling values and culture into these people at the beginning so that they're in the right mindset to succeed and be an asset to the department that they're a member of.
Yeah, it's something that we in Granbury have figured out. Can I tell you exactly how to do it? Absolutely not.
Well,
but by God, the fact of the matter is that we have figured it out.
It carries over even into my part-time fire job in the city, right? And I'm there yesterday in a rare occurrence where I work with another part-time individual. And this individual's new to the fire service and doesn't have, like, they're new. They don't know. And just the lessons that somebody like me that's been around, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not new to this, but the lessons that I can impart on that individual as a new person of, if you see something that needs done, do it. Take care of the problem before it's a bigger problem. Make yourself an asset, right? Those little lessons that don't always get taught, because if your primary goal is to beat somebody down instead of pick them up, you can't do that.
It's I'm going to roughly quote JFK. You don't do it because it's easy. You do it because it's hard.
Right.
It's incredible to me. And actually, you deserve full credit for this, because it makes this argument a lot easier. Okay. We get this question a lot. Why do you volunteer? Okay. Why do you remain volunteer? And it's real simple. Why do you not just go across the street and mow the lawn of your old neighbor? Why do you not just buy gas for some random stranger at a gas station? Why do you not just check on the single mother in the apartment at the end of the building?
But
Okay.
arguably,
It's
those are the same people, right?
well, right. But here's my point. We do it because we care. It's a novel concept anymore. No one understands that concept. And we're in one of the most Republican, conservative, Christian communities on this planet. Okay.
But
And even that concept is foreign to them, where we do it because we can.
are
Not because we have to, not because we're paid, not because we're compelled, but
right.
because we can.
But
We want to make a difference.
even the most conservative Christian person on the face of the earth, or self-proclaimed, I should say, conservative Christian person on
Oh
the
God,
face
I
of the
think he
earth,
just made it political. He didn't mean that.
is it's hard to determine if they're doing it for the right reasons. It's easy to determine if somebody is doing stuff for the right reasons. That's apparent and obvious, but the person that's claiming that that's why they're doing it, it's harder to see.
Right.
And it's kind of a weird gray area. And I've had this conversation with Matt, like when I took this part-time job, and I've worked on the EMS side of the firehouse for 20 plus years. Like, to me, it's no big deal to get a paycheck for working EMS. Like, I understand that. Like, it's no big deal. But when I actually stepped to the fire side of the firehouse in a paid position, I struggled with it. I really did struggle with it because it was like, yeah, no, I'd do this for free. And it's like, no, you have to take this paycheck. And it's like, what do I do? And I had this mental dilemma about it. I felt dirty for taking money for something that I just see as like it's your solemn duty as a human, right? And that's a difference in the mindset that it's not always it's I struggle when I deal with pay guys that put the paycheck over the service.
Okay, I'm going to defend them, but that's the American way.
Yeah, it is the
It,
American
it, it
way.
really is. There's not a single thing in today's, I'm going to call it culture, but that's not really the right catchword. Persona, perception, morals, ethics, everything in the communities. And it doesn't matter if you're in New York City, it doesn't matter if you're in Granbury, doesn't matter.
Hold on. There we go. We had an issue. I hit a button.
Still, everything's still there.
Yeah, just start back where you were.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what state you're in. Okay. The fact of the matter is that everything is more divisive and more contrarian today than ever before. And for the fact of the matter is that, and I mean this, we get baby seal clubbed because we want to volunteer.
Yeah, and I don't think that the my hang up personally is with the guy that wants to be great at the job and do the job and get paid for it. I don't have a problem with that. I have the problem with the guy that doesn't want to do the job but still get paid for it. That's
Right.
where I have a problem.
Well, or they live in a community where there's multiple volunteer departments that are actually very strong
And they don't want to be a part of that.
and they don't want to volunteer, but they want to be a part of the community the second there's a paycheck involved.
Right.
I'm sorry. Fuck off.
Yeah. No.
Like,
That doesn't work.
it'd be different if there was no emergency services or they were so lacking because they were incapable or there was no funding. But when there's training readily available that they take advantage of, there is pretty strong funding mechanisms behind the scene to address safety concerns. And You have really strong automatic mutual aid on the back end of that, and you're advocating for a paid position for yourself because you know you're the only one that has a TCFP cert on that organization, I'm sorry. I have a problem.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
That's not
Because
fair, and it's not right, and it doesn't project. It's not what it's about. It's literally not what it's about.
that whole statement is a 10-hour conversation with
Yeah,
us.
100%. So let's bounce back to this podcast that you stumbled in upon, which obviously is not better than this podcast.
Well, it's debatable, but
Okay.
we're like a 1/10% better.
Yeah, just right there at the level of this podcast. And I would encourage our listeners to go check out the National
Yeah,
Fire Radio.
National Fire Radio.
Hopefully at some point they're willing to say, hey, their listeners should come check out It Tastes Like Burning.
Yeah, it's just for so long we've sat here and tried to be the champion of volunteers, and I'm randomly doom scrolling one night on Facebook and stumble into this just reel, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna jump up and start playing a tuba. Like, this is absurd. What he's talking about is us.
Yeah. And we've talked about this for years, right?
Right.
Yeah. And we have a reach. We have a following. We have all these things. But what we don't have is we don't have that recognition, right? Per
Right.
se. We're kind of the we're not the Rush Limbaugh of the fire podcast world.
No. Though we want to be.
Yeah.
More work needs to be applied.
Yeah.
Probably need a video.
And that's probably our fault, right? For not taking those steps to make that happen.
No, it's not probably.
It is.
It is.
But we're comfortable with what we do. We're comfortable with where we're at. We enjoy it. We don't do this because this puts coin in Matt and I's pocket.
Oh yeah.
No.
Tens of pennies.
Yeah. That we pay
per decade.
We pay to make this happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's truly a labor of love, and there's something for that. But at the end of the day, it would be nice if this was a profit center instead of a expense.
Theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically. But these guys are on to a topic that's near and dear. It's a great episode. It's short. Go find it. We'll put it in the description, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll throw it down there in this description so we're not the only people saying these things. And
but it's refreshing to finally find someone else that's like, damn it. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, not all things can be solved with money. Volunteerism's not dead. And we're going to segue hard into our next topic off of this, is that you don't have to abandon being volunteer. And I'm going to segue just here and now into a neighbor of ours. They're called Morgan Mill Volunteer Fire Department.
And if you want to know more about Morgan Mill, we're going to have a follow-up episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get them guys here. Tiny ultra rural VFD. I'm going to turn it over to Jesse for just half a second while I look up their size.
Yeah, no, this is a community, not a city.
Right.
Yeah, it's a blip, like you blink, you miss it kind of place. And the profound impact they have on their community and their neighboring communities, and what they're doing as a department is utterly amazing for what they have as resources.
Yes. So this is a 19-person VFD. I don't mean to be mean, but I bet their average age is
55.
60. Something like that. The assistant chief's 80. So, and he's not the oldest person. All right. And here's the craziest thing in the world. They're growing. We're talking about a town that probably has a 200-person population, and they're growing.
Yeah, well, and that 19, I think, is selling them short.
Probably. That's what's on the
Official
registry.
registry, right? I bet they, in the last, probably since that's been updated, they're probably 10 more than that.
Now, here's the crazy thing about them. They decided to get out of the model of VFD sucks and we're going to be the end of everyone and that volunteerism's dead and no one wants to do this. Okay. They embrace the opposite. Hell, 19-person department, there's probably, 10, 12 that have been certified in the last 2 years?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ranging from ages into the 30s and 40s to the 60s and 70s, right?
Right. And here's the kicker. They compounded their reignition of the flame and commitment to being volunteer. And I went to one of their fundraisers last night. Now, I don't know how big their total service area is. I'm going to guess and call it 400 miles. Could be bigger.
Yeah.
Might be 500. Okay. 19-person department. And I went to one of their fundraisers last night.
So,
go ahead.
Matt, let's wrap this episode. Let's carry this conversation into the next episode.
Okay.
So we leave them hanging because we're right at that 40-ish minutes.
All right.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah, we're going.
Welcome back to It Tastes Like Burning. This Matt.
This is Jesse.
And we're going to have our follow-up from our previous episode. But if you ever feel like you have questions, concerns, comments, issues, litigation, you can always contact us at ittasteslikeburningcast at gmail.com. You can find us on Patreon at It Tastes Like Burning. And you can always find us on YouTube at It Tastes Like Burning Cast. So, since we're in a fresh new week, Jesse, where are we at?
So we've been talking about Morgan Mill.
Okay. Morgan Mill Volunteer Fire Department.
So there is a episode of a podcast that the State Fireman Fire Marshal's office, association office puts out called Hot Takes.
Okay.
This was a previous episode for Hot Takes. I haven't listened to the whole episode because, oddly enough, I haven't been on the road a lot here lately, and I haven't listened. I'll get that done this next week. But
where do we find it?
On Spotify. They're only on Spotify.
Okay.
So Kim over there at the State Fireman Fire Marshal's office does this podcast. I've been on the podcast. It's a great podcast. Anyway, she sits down with some Morgan Mill folks and has a podcast about that. So go over there, listen to that, listen to this, kind of bounce between the two because It's really amazing what those guys are accomplishing over there.
Right. So I went to a fundraiser last night. 19-person VFD. We'll say there's 250 people in town and a 500 square mile surface area. Okay. Fundraiser started at 5:30. Ended at 8. Really good barbecue dinner. Okay. My personal favorite
I missed all that.
was I'm going to call it the scallop potato, German potato side.
Au gratin?
That'll work. That will work. The brisket was fantastic. The sausage was awesome. And at the end of the day, from 5:30 to 8, a 19-person VFD in a town of 250 people raised $130,000 in donations to their organization. Okay. I'll say it again. $130,000 in donations. And here's the most incredible part. It was the community support. The absolute cheapest thing that went to auction, and to the auctioneer's credit, he was doing everything in his power to try and cut off bids, was a $200 banana pound cake and peach jam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why was he doing that?
Because it was like a 4 or 5-year-old little girl that was trying to win. Now, they auctioned off 10 briskets and 10 turkeys. I would say probably average of $1,200 to $1,500. No brisket or turkey went below $1,000. I think the most expensive thing went for $5,000. And alls they did is auction off home baked goods, cakes, pies, little knickknacks,
And experiences.
and experiences. Even though I'd love to give some credit to some of those local businesses, we don't have permission to do it.
I'll just throw this out here. I went to this a couple years ago, and I bought 3 macarons.
Macaroons.
Yeah, macaroons for $300.
Right.
$100 a piece because my wife wanted them.
The very first thing at this auction was a cheesecake pastry. And yea, though it looked delicious, I assure you, and I'm sorry, Morgan Mill, I'm not going to bid $1,800
On a cheesecake?
on a cheesecake pastry. Okay.
I don't know. It might be good. It tastes sweeter when you know that the money's going to a good cause.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because of the cheesecake.
Well, that
Or
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Like, and I'll tell you guys, if you want to know how to fundraise, reach out to us. I'll put you in contact with Phil Flynn or John Sandstrom, and I'll put you in contact with them so that you know. Let me rephrase that. So you have an idea how to fundraise.
Right. It's so location dependent, right?
Sure. So at the end of the day, what's their true secret sauce?
Years of perseverance.
4 decades.
Yeah.
They've done this for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the secret.
It's a community event.
But how do you get to 40 years of doing some tradition?
You have to keep your head down You have to stop listening to the naysayers and you got to get to work.
Right. And do it.
Do it.
Even when it doesn't make $100,000 and it makes $100,
Right.
you have to do it.
You have to do it. You have to continually do it. It's not up for debate.
Right.
Okay. You have to continually do it. Now,
It's
do
like everything else, Matt. Like it's going to suck.
period for probably 20 years.
Yeah, or if you're lucky, 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Real lucky. Or not give everyone in the crowd trichinosis. Moving on. Yeah. Lessons learned. Here's the incredible thing. Imagine being a VFD with no ESD, no municipal funding, no AFG grant, no state grant, and building a 6-bay station with a day room, housing, dorms, kitchen, training, LZ pad, and having zero funding. Entirely self-funding the project. Okay? And don't tell me that they had something, because they didn't. They did it entirely themselves. One of the incredible things is they took full advantage of their membership. They had a member that worked for a very large Texas company, and that member just happened to have the inside track on a grant. Okay? And they were able to qualify for that grant because of their member. Now, here's the kicker. Is that member the chief? No. Are they the assistant chief?
No.
No. Are they an officer? No. Are they a current member?
Yes.
No.
Oh, really?
No. It's a former member that when he got busy in life and he left, he had such a positive experience with the organization, he helped him qualify for a $20,000 grant.
And they're they're in the middle of a station construction project. And this isn't a lean-to.
No.
This is a nice building.
Nicer than anything we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period. Way nicer. I'd die to have a building like that, much less a station. Yeah, no. They deserve so much credit. Now, let's kind of talk about how they got there. What made that possible? Yes, they had the community involvement. Okay. Yes, they did a tremendous job of making sure that the community and the right people as a whole showed up to the event that night. But what else did they do right?
Well, arguably, they they don't be something they're not. And that's kind of the key to that deal. You be who you are and embrace that, so that when you don't have to pretend. I'm going to pause for a second. We have a phone call we're taking care of, and we'll be back to you. And we're back. I know this is awkward. We're going to roll these 2 episodes into one and kind of get this deal wrapped up. But so Morgan Mill's success is not based on a single event, right?
Or luck.
Or luck. It's planned, it's strategic. Like these guys are working towards a common goal.
They've done a lot of hard work to get there.
Yeah. And they'll stay there as long as they continue to do the work. Right.
Right.
when you rest on your laurels, that's when it kind of all goes away.
And here's the kicker. Are they cooking the briskets? No. Are they cooking the turkeys? No.
Are they making the pies, the
No.
cakes, the
No. They're not making anything. They're tapping into the community to benefit the organization.
And you know, that's there's so much to be said for that community involvement, community impact, and for the community to know who you are and the messaging that goes along with
Right.
that.
Understanding the politics.
Yeah. And it all ties back together, even with the previous segment that we were talking about, the National Fire Radio thing. Like, all these things play together. There's a recipe for this. There's a reason why the VFDs didn't struggle for membership. The reason why they were the pillars of the community. There's reasons for this, and I'm not saying that your organization has to live in the 1950s. That's not at all what it is. But realize what was relevant for the betterment of the organization is probably still pretty relevant today.
Right. And that's something that Chief Broder and Chief Sandstrom truly deserve credit for. But also, I'm just going to throw some other random names out there. Roger, Tom, Phil, Aaron, like it's just not one person. It's not the Chiefs just beating their head against a wall. It's the whole organization and their ability to understand that they have a unique opportunity to tap into their local community.
Yeah. And we spilt some paint cleaner in the shop adjacent to the podcast studio.
Right.
And it's about to run us out of here.
Yeah, it's about to kill us. So Morgan Mill, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you guys short.
We'll get you on.
Well, yeah, we'll get you on. What you guys did is an example for basically an entire country. You guys deserve full credit, and there's just not enough to say about how awesome of a job you did. That said, this is Matt.
This is Jesse.
And we appreciate you listening. You can always find us at ittasteslikeburningcast at gmail.com. Find us on YouTube, Patreon. Give us some support if you feel it in you. Like, click the reminder, subscribe.
And buy merch.
Buy merch. This is Matt.
This is Jesse. Good night.
Have a good evening.